what are your like daily tasks as like a graphic designer? It's not probably all about like design and stuff. It's probably like reaching out to clients and all that stuff, I'm
Mhm.
guessing.
So the difficult thing with me with the Bengals is that I am the only graphic designer. Most teams have anywhere from 2 to 6 graphic designers total. So it makes it a little challenging because I'm the only person. So it is extremely busy. Any graphic, logo, anything like that that comes from the Bengals is anything that I've done. So basically, no 2 days are the same. I can start my Tuesday morning and think that I have to do XYZ, and then I'll also have to do XYZ plus A, B, and C because it'll be something that wasn't really planned for, but something that kind of got like thrown on last minute. But typically, my primary responsibilities are our game day program, which is our 145-page program that we basically make exclusive to every home game. In the past, that has always been a printed copy, but this year, because of our new era, um, everything is digital with that. So this year we only printed one physical copy, and it was just our yearbook. So every home game, that's an extensive project. Just getting that. Um, so we have to make sure that the program is done for Sunday. So having said that, we have to make sure it's done by Tuesday. So basically, I only have Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday to work on the program, and it's 145 pages, so it's a
Wow.
very quick turnaround. Yeah. I try to make myself as prepared as possible with that, just to try to keep an eye on records and keep an eye on um, any kind of player moves that I can see happening or anything that just makes sense to try to kind of hold off a spot for that kind of thing. But that's my biggest thing for home games. Aside from that, just our weekly social graphics, whatever we have. It could be anything sponsored, anything just a cool idea that we think of, just to kind of hype up the game that's coming up. Um, those are my two biggest fields, is kind of like the social side and then our game program. But honestly, like everything in between is with that. Like I have done everything from billboards. I did our stadium tarps that are on
Hmm.
our field level right now. Um, I've done cups. I've done logos for T-shirts. I've done flags. Um,
Wow.
yeah, like anything you can possibly think of. I never would have thought that I would have to do, but like there's been so many times just this season that I've had to Photoshop masks onto people, like just crazy things that I never would have thought I would have
Hmm.
to do.
Okay, so I guess you already kind of touched on this, but I guess the hardest part about being a graphic designer is just like the workload, you would say.
For me, but like I said, it's different probably most places because when I worked at my job at Touchstone, which is the place I worked before I got with the Bengals, they we had 5 designers there, so it just kind of depends on your situation. It kind of depends on the team. But with me, like with the Bengals, like I am always busy, and it kind of goes along too with just the football setting. Like it's basically all year round. Like, even in the off season, to me, our off season is my busiest season because that's when I'm preparing for the upcoming season, and I'm
Hmm.
trying to get a bunch of stuff done. So my normal week during season isn't as crazy as it would be if I didn't have everything done, or at least everything started. I try to make myself as prepared as possible, just because being one person, it kind of has its downfalls at times, especially if, like I said, you're super swamped one week. But I mean, you got to make sure things get done, and you got to make sure that things get out in the top quality that they should be.
How has COVID affected your job and like in what ways it has? Probably a lot.
COVID, yeah, COVID has made my job very difficult sometimes. So we started working from home in, I think it was about the beginning of March, and we stayed home completely until about July. So that whole time I was working from home, and realistically, this was my first kind of off season with the Bengals, so I didn't really know what to expect as is. And then
Hmm.
I come in during COVID, and things are just extra crazy. we had to navigate through the NFL draft, the schedule release, and just like the NFL draft was a big thing just because we had Joe Burrow and all of the spotlights were
Mhm.
on us this year. And I think probably every 10 seconds during the draft, I was so worried that my Wi Fi was going to go out and I wasn't going to be able to put a graphic out. Just little things like that like scared me to death because I am a worrywart. So those things I was constantly super always thinking I was always on my mind. But everything went super smoothly. We got a lot of good feedback on the draft.